What is odontophobia? The fear of my
Test one, two.
thoughts? Teeth, dentistry.
Hmm.
I'm just looking at random trivia questions. What are the names of the brothers in the band Right Said Fred? Probably Fred. Fred and Richard Fairpass. How many transatlantic ships did the Titanic make before sinking?
Bro, are you?
0.
0.
All right, we are live.
All right.
Welcome to the
With
Bagel
the
Bash, my friends.
Bagel Bash, the Jewish joust, the
All right. Okay, Alec, why don't you start? Who are you?
My name is Alec Joshua Petras, social security number 547-225-5444.
Wait, you're allowed to have
Uh,
fives in your social security number?
no. I don't know. I guess. Why not?
Write that down. Write that down. That means he
Write that
doesn't have.
down, write that down. It's on the bot. It's on the bot. It's on the bot.
All
I'm
right.
I do enjoy bagels, and I will be playing a reanimator today. The superior reanimator deck.
Okay, and your opponent will be Jonah. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, what's up? I'm Jonah playing Goryo.
Sweet. All right.
What's your social security number?
How many
Is
fives are in it?
hanging? How many fives are in your social
1.
security number, Jonah? 1.
Oh shit!
Bro,
No, the
I've got
number is 1.
superior. Oh, okay. You're the first person ever on
I'm the
social
first
security.
man.
And we have a second
This man is-
spectator. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, they call me Pontius Pilate Jr.
They do.
Chris is just
Constantly.
kind of helping today.
Yeah. He was
All
in
right,
the pilot
so
program for social
I'm going to
security.
open up cockatrice. Feel free to hit start on the game when you're ready.
All right.
What we are playing for today is 1 dozen bagels, okay?
Hell yeah.
From
I'm down. Do we get to
Knickerbocker
pick?
Bagel.
And 1/8 of a bag of cocoa puffed walnuts.
All right.
What
That
is
is
a
Chris's
cocoa puffed
contribution to the
walnut?
prize pool. Incredible. Now
They're
we're
good.
talking.
I
that?
will
They're
finish
really
them
good.
tonight, so there won't be.
All right.
Jonah,
They'll
you
be
saw
in
that
your heart.
Ziploc bag?
I did.
I'm almost done with that shit.
Nice.
Whoa.
I'm surprised it's not
Cursing,
gone
bro.
already.
He's going to get demonetized.
All
All right.
right.
Anyway, so we're playing with it for a dozen bagels of, I'm assuming, the day-old versions of these bagels, so that way
Yes,
we don't
sir.
get to pick. It's a grab bag. Okay.
It'll be a
I
grab
hope
bag,
one of
yeah.
them is blueberry.
Hey,
All
that's
right.
the rarest one, but I'll tell you what, I did get 28 from there in the grab bag, 2 grab bags like a week ago, and now my roommate and I have just been crushing bagels every day.
Can
Nice.
you
Fake
see?
Judas Iscariot.
Can you see our decks right now? Like in the spectator?
I am looking right
You can't
now.
see our deck list, right?
No, I cannot.
No.
Okay. All right. I was gonna go over my deck tech and how cool it is to have 3 copies of Grand in a
No, you
reanimator
can
deck.
do that
But
when you win.
sick. Hell yeah. All right. I'm ready to start, Jonah. Let's
All right,
roll
I
to see
have
who
the
goes first.
game pulled up, and I think from here I will mute you guys.
Sounds good.
I lost the die roll.
Chris, are
I'll
you
take the play.
watching? Do you want to participate?
I'm goldfishing my CDH deck right now, so.
Okay, cool. Then I will mute you as well.
Also applying for jobs.
All right. You're applying
right.
for jobs. Didn't you get a job?
Bro, I was looking for a job and I found the job.
FYI, we are
That's what I
on
thought.
stream right now.
I thought I was
Right,
muted.
right, right.
No, it's okay. I
No.
just be careful with what information you divulge.
Right, like your social security number, which I can
Yeah.
remember was 547 285
Bold
4427.
strategy.
I don't remember what the number I said before was. All right, Jonah, whenever you're ready, I'm good to. You tell me if you're keeping first.
Cool. I'm mold already. I'm mold to 5.
Okay. Oh, multiply. This game's over, dude. All right. GG.
All right, good luck.
All right, good luck. Have fun. Going on is.
All right, so we start off with a flooded strand. Now we do know what they're playing. We've got some Goryo versus a very wild reanimator build. Cracks Bloodstained. He's thinking. All right, we have a turn 1 Gran out of Alec. Now, he said that this was his tech card. I mean, 1 mana, draw, discard is insane. You know what costs 2 mana? Goryo's Vengeance. Even though that's not the version he may be playing. You get the point, though. I see why he likes Gran in here. I could also see why, you know, it interacts favorably with Tameo in terms they just bounce off each other. And an opponent's Tameo, that is. The surveilled card was kept on top from the archive, unless he's surveilling right now. I'm gonna make my cam just a little smaller. There we go. Jonah's thinking about his play. We have a prismatic ending. Goodbye, Gran. Jonah passes with a flooded strand open. He could fish out an untapped blue mana to counter something. I have not seen these deck lists. And I thought it would be more exciting if we just watched it play out. All right, we have Grixis lands on the field. Alec develops a Psychic Frog. Killer card in the format. His graveyard is now open at instant speed at all times. Jonah cracks Flood Strand on end step. Undercity Sewers. Let's see a big flip. Thoughtseize to the bin. We have a Warped Quantum Riddler. Goes into exile. 4 cards in hand to 5. Alec untaps, goes to 6. Now the question is, what sort of tempo do these players want to play? These are 2 Reanimator decks. But depending on the flavor of Reanimator, they can sort of counter each other. So if you were to reanimate, say you reanimate something big and your opponent reanimates an Archon of Cruelty, that's pretty bad. We know Jonah's on Goryo's Vengeance. So the question is there an Archon of Cruelty to try to deal with one of these reanimates from someone else? We have an Unearth. Okay. Force of Negation. Counterspell Fight. Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce resolves. Unearth. Goes through. Abhorrent Oculus hits the field. Really good value. Okay, we have a manifested card. We'll see if that's a creature. And going to the bin was Scalding Tarn. Alec has a very scary board right now. Prismatic Ending into the bin. Cracks the Bloodstained Mire. Jonah has a Grizzlebrand in his bin. I'm new to Cockatrice, so now I'm just I'm learning as I go as well. Alec taps 2. Here comes another frog. They all swing in. When did this frog come in? From graveyard. So we have the Emperor of Bones for Alec. 4 cards in hand. Jonah takes damage. Alec draws 2. Question is he trying to unearth an Emperor of Bones? I think that's his game plan, because he has to get rid of this. He has to figure out how to deal with this Grizzlebrand. That should be a headache. Chat, anyone know how to make these windows bigger? All right, Jonah is up. Alec has an Unholy Heat in hand now. Alec manifests. Jonah draws. Tap 2 for Goryo's Vengeance, main phase. Let's see it. Here comes Grizzlebrand. How much life is he going to pump into it? He is at 8. You know he has to go 7 into it right away, no? It does have lifelink, excuse me. All right, we have the attack. Jonah will go up to 15. He will have 2 Grizzlebrand activations. Jonah activates. 7 cards to hand. Oh, excuse me. Now Jonah activates. I was watching Alec's life counter go down. Then I guess he needs, like, probably a land. If he wants to reset the Grizzlebrand to have it block next turn, he's going to need to flicker it with an Ephemerate. Otherwise, it's going to get, is it exiled with Goryo's? I believe it is. Yes, exile it at end of turn. All right, Jonah grabs Plains. Only problem with the fetch is that he's now to 7, so he has no more Grizzlebrand activation. Yep, Jonah ephemerates Grizzlebrand. Very nice. Now that can block for the that can block against the Abhorrent Oculus. Most importantly, we will have to see what this manifested card is. All right, on Jonah's discard. Or not discard, let's just check in on the graveyard. Notably, there's a faithful mending in there. Jonah no longer has anything that's super good in the graveyard to be super scared of, so the Emperor Bones Unearth line is off. Though we probably would have seen that last turn. You have a Faithless Looting. Relatively recently unbanned. Very exciting. All right. Hitting the bin. We do have the Archon of Cruelty. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Archon of Cruelty came from the Psychic Frog. This is what I was saying. The Archon of Cruelty in response to something like this. It could get through. Because the Grizzlebrand is the only thing to sacrifice. Not to mention Jonah would be set down to 4 life. And Alec would have a whole card. My question is, I bet Jonah has a bunch of counter magic in hand. We've only seen 1 Force of Negation so far. And, I mean, just knowing him as a person, he runs 4 of these. I assume that's really good because of Goryo's Vengeance. But we definitely know that. So we're going to see if this Unearth can get through. Force of Negation on the stack. Pitching. Faithful Mending. Very nice. Don't forget there's another Faithful Mending in the bin. Right now, Alec's power on board is 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Meaning he would need to deal 7. Sorry, 1, 2 plus 5. Okay, it all resolves. Jonah is safe for 1 turn because the Abhorrent Oculus can no longer swing in. I think Alec needs to hope that this next Oculus gets something good off the top. Oculus has a kind of... never mind. We will see. Grixis versus Esper. It's the Reanimator off. Alec manifests again. Looks like we have some Psychic Frog activations. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Clerical. All right. Can Jonah get a big hit? Marsh Flats. Not quite. We have an untap. The scariest thing would be another Abhorrent Oculus flipping. If that were the case, Alec has 9 power on board plus 1 manifest is 11. If that other manifested card is 5, that would be 15 damage. Which is just over what Jonah can defend. Is one of these cards an Abhorrent Oculus? Plus, actually, this Oculus is going to die. Alec really is just fishing for the Reanimate onto an Archon of Cruelty. But my guess, 5 cards in hand, Jonah probably has a fistful of counter spells. I bet there are 2 more Force of Negations floating around. Here we go. We get it again onto the Persist. Alec will not be getting this Archon of Cruelty out of his graveyard. All right, the Persist has been exiled. Again, we don't know what these manifested cards are. If it was an Oculus, he probably would have done it already, so we can kind of rule that out. They're both on 3 cards in hand. Faithful Mending. Look at that huge gain to life. Unbelievably useful right now. Spell Pierce. 2 life will not be had this day. Honestly, I do like the Faithful Mending version. You know, you're never going to go 4-color with this kind of deck. But Faithful Mending being an instant and then also having Force and Negation, I understand why the instant speed Reanimator deck in Goryo's is so appealing. The question is, can Jonah get any more life? Yeah, he's going to move in with Grizzlebrand. Now, Grizzlebrand can be killed here. I think Alec blocks all of it so that there won't be an opportunity for Grizzlebrand to activate. Also, if Grizzlebrand hits face, Alec just dies. So the question is, how is he going to block it? What frogs will be devoted? So he is committing enough to kill it, which I think is the correct play. However, Jonah might just have another Goryo's Vengeance ready to go. And Alec only has 2 cards. I don't know if he's on all of the Force and Negations, but I know he's on a lot of Spell Pierces. We're in the blocker step right now. Grizzlebrand dies. We have Goryo. No, we have a 5-mana spell. Quantum Riddler from exile. Very nice. Again, our question is, we now have 3 manifested cards. That is scary, scary. Jonah is now at 14, though. That is huge. Man, Quantum Riddler and just the warp mechanic, having that extra card is so wild. It's so wild. Putting it into exile so it doesn't take up your hand size. It synergizes so nicely with like Grizzlebrand. You can ephemerate it, turn 3. We have another persist on the stack. Can Jonah get through this one? No mana? Oh, it resolves. The cruelty is down. Now he is at 9 life also. Huge stuff. We would need to see a board wipe out of Jonah at this point. Swinging in. Jonah scoops. On to game 2. All right, so now how are these guys going to sideboard? My guess, the way that I would probably consider sideboarding is running Emperor of Bones. This might turn into an Emperor of Bones fight. Also, if anyone knows how to do dark mode on Cockatrice, that would be amazing. Mode Cockatrice. Yes, I have to download the Cockatrice skin. All right, both of these guys are sideboarding right now. So now we're also going to see probably some surgical extractions are going to come out. Surgical is just as good as it gets versus Reanimator. Who knew? Who knew? The card designed exactly for that purpose. Such is the Phyrexian mana life. All right, here we go. Alec is on the play. It did feel pretty cool watching non-legendary Reanimator win. All right, looks like we have an error. I don't think this is like Gwent where you intentionally scooping around. I'll take this opportunity to refill my soda. We are back. Looks like we had a little game reset, but that shouldn't stop us from enjoying this match. Oh, Jonah's on the play. That was probably the mistake that was made. Nile Spellbomb is an amazing answer. Once we have this duel over graveyards, I think the winner, this game could go really long because people might need to hard cast their threats. They can't get it through. We have 2 Nile Spellbombs on the battlefield. Oh yeah. So we're already jammed in this game. We'll see that Jonah's playing the Pizza Lands. Please, no one in the comments make fun of him. That would be awfully rude. Alec, fetch shock. We have a crypt. Psychic Frog. In a game like this, you can only hope to get value. Now, Jonah has an advantage with instant speed Reanimator, because if he were to put something in the bin, he could put Goryo's on the stack, respond to the Nile Spellbomb, and then put a second Goryo's on the stack. So I think he's advantaged in that way. Mystical Dispute. Did that. What a Pioneer card. Oh, that's so great. That makes me so happy. I have to write down Mystical Dispute. After this game, we're going to be interviewing the winner, and we'll be talking to both of them, to be clear. Teferi Time Raveler. Give me all your value. Oh man, I would not be surprised if he goes 5 fairy in this deck too. Jonah is a resident blue-white control player in Pioneer. I know he hit Mythic there. His current format is definitely modern, though. All right. See what Alec can do here. Jonah is shifting his lands around. Okay. I assume that's for the mind game. Alec passes. Okay. Where are we going with this? mean, Alec is jammed on lands. And Jonah hits the land drop. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. He was not hoping for that. All right. Oh, we have a frog. Sure. Mystical Dispute. Oh, Faithless Mending. Let's see it. More lands. Even though the Nile spell, oh no, of course, the Nile Spellbomb is a free activation. So yeah, I feel like Jonah's pulling ahead. In a match that's going to be locked like this, the person with the card advantage should be winning, and more importantly, the mana advantage, because I think we're going to see some shit cast from hands. Like we might see a Grizzlebrand from hand. Now, the other way that you could play through this would be to drip feed your bombs into the graveyard and just force them to use that graveyard hate as they can. I think that is also a pretty good strategy. We have a counter on Teferi. All this shit is uncounterable too. So he can play sorceries as though they have flash now. Usually isn't super relevant, except if he's playing his own. I don't think he's going to be playing like Persist, but if he's playing his own Reanimator stuff that are sorceries, yes, he could do that. In any case, I think this one, like I said, is going to go long. Alec hits a land. That's so vital. So important here. All right, they are thinking now. Thinking hard. Thinking really hard. Judge? Alec does have 6 cards in hand. I think he's probably wondering, does he hit the frog at the Teferi or the frog at face? My gut reaction is telling me frog at face. He has the card advantage. That is his way to win this game. Jonah is not scared of a psychic frog tickling Teferi gently. Prismatic ending. Goodbye, frog. Nice knowing ya. Yes, let's make our the card we hover really big. Move myself out of the way. So the frog threat has been dealt with. Prismatic ending is so great. It's so powerful. It's a sorcery, but like, look, Teferi. Prismatic ending is no longer a sorcery. I believe we're still on Alec's turn. Six cards. What can he do with 6 cards? We have a crack on the fetch. He is not close to hard casting an Abhorrent Oculus either. Jonah has to know that, though. He has to have the Nile Spellbomb ready for that, or just a kill spell lined up for the Abhorrent. Which is definitely possible. Also, Prismatic Ending is great because it gets rid of Abhorrence really easily. First main. Jonah's turn. 3 cards in hand. Too bad this Teferi doesn't alt. Jonah's on the control game plan. Neither of them are hitting their lands. It is definitely possible that neither of them are playing any Reanimator. I know for sure that the Esper deck can pretty fluidly, some versions of it, fluidly switch between basically a control deck and Reanimator, where if they have a feel for Reanimator not working in the first round, they could take a very flexible approach to the next round. Alec twiddling his lands. He's thinking. Faithless looting. No response. Okay, let's see what goes to the bin. My question is, he going to drip feed stuff to the bin right now? He has an Oculus, okay? He now has enough to just hardcast Oculus from his hand. And a consign to memory. Interesting. For anyone watching, consign to memory is only triggered abilities, so he could not stifle the sacrifice of the Spellbomb, of the activation of its first ability. Emperor of Bones is really strong. On the stack. Does he Nile Spellbomb or not, is the question. Emperor of Bones, if you're not familiar with this card, it's basically Goryo's Vengeance, but you get it one time. Also, for you to get the card underneath Emperor of Bones, you have to move to your start of combat step. Jonah's going to cast another instant speed Prismatic Ending. Man, that is filthy. And a Faithless Mending? Ooh. Oh, unless, oh, I'm sorry, he binned the... You see this. Here, let me get our graveyards just locked and ready. Because all we're going to do is look at these graveyards. First main. Back to Jonah's turn. The fairy bounces the Emperor of Bones. Develops a Ghost Vacuum. Oh, that is huge. Ghost Vacuum is the king of this matchup. Ghost Vacuum, you'll pick off one card at a time, and then for 6 mana, Jonah only needs 2 more lands for this. You can then put all of those onto the battlefield as 1/1s. Again, we don't really see that many bombs in the graveyards, except for they're going to be fighting over this Abhorrent Oculus. What's really nice, though, is Jonah can go after the Oculus using his Ghost Vacuum. Alec would then be forced to Nile Spellbomb his own graveyard if he doesn't want that to go through. Emperor Bones will also force the issue. Celestial Purge. Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry. The Celestial Purge was out of Jonah. My bad. That makes so much sense for this matchup, though. Oh, he's so perfect against Grixis Reanimator. We have the Oculus on the field. Oh, I'm sorry. It's underneath the Ghost Vacuum. That's what I was scared of. Alec does not crack the Nile Spellbomb. Yeah, what Alec really needed there was the Abhorrent Oculus from hand eating his other Abhorrent as part of the cost, so that Jonah can't interact with it to pick off the Emperor, or excuse me, the Oculus. All right, Jonah's graveyard. Still no things in it. I have a funny feeling Jonah's not going to put many things into the graveyard. Funny feeling. Jonah flashes back Faithful Mending, I believe. Gains 2. Raw 2. The other thing I always forget about Faithful Mending is the flashback cost is so cheap too. All right, attracts it to the graveyard. This is what I'm talking about. The slow drip of cards. Now, Jonah with 2 graveyard pieces on the board. I am fearful for Alec right now. He's thinking about it. Surgical Extraction. Interesting. This is going to force Jonah's Ghost Vacuum into Alec's Nile Spellbomb. But Alec has to fight through it anyways. I don't think he has an option. How does Alec want to approach this? He is in hot water. What did the surgical hit? Or maybe, I guess he just let it go through. Yeah, he's just hoping right now that there's not one more mana. Alternatively, Alec might have a way to remove this Ghost Vacuum, but he has to do that now. If he doesn't get rid of this Ghost Vacuum, Jonah immediately wins. Now, one thing to note about the Ghost Vacuum is they will come back to the battlefield as 1/1 spirits, which is a huge deal too. Let's see a big flip from this Surveil land. I love the addition of Surveil lands as an observer or as a viewer. It's so exciting. I just love watching reanimator decks flip huge creatures into the bin. Jonah's gonna get Solitude. Whoa, okay. He is packing some serious removal in his sideboard. This is great. You can tell Jonah has really hybridized the Orzhov Blink build with this build. They were already pretty similar, but I love the way that he has cyborged in this game. Here comes Quantum Ridley. All right, Jonah is now up to 3 cards to Alec's 5. Alec needs to find a way to leverage this card advantage. Question is, can he Emperor of Bones again? Can he reanimate on top of these activated abilities? This matchup reminds me a little bit of that Creativity versus Lotus Field game, the famous one, where both of these decks are very modal decks. Is Emperor Bones going after Solitude? I think Emperor Bones is one of the coolest cards added in recent years to Modern. I love that they have like basically the 4 mana option to play Gloria's Vengeance without legendaries. Jonah's going after something with the Ghost Vacuum. Is it going to be a frog? It is his own Solitude. He now has 2 of the best ETBs, one for control, one for card advantage. All he needs is a land. Oh. I almost got logged out due to inactivity. Ghost Vacuum. We have a fearsome Ghost Vacuum. Can he get a land? Oh boy. Can he get a land? He could also downtick Teferi at some point. Like, he could downtick Teferi on either of these two. The Teferi really is such a strong lock. And it really dunks on Psychic Frog, too. Activates Teferi. What's that targeting? Emperor Bones. Back to Alec's hand. Ooh. The lock is real. Can he draw a land off of this? He cannot. Jonah has his own Psychic Frog from hand. Psychic Frog. Quite the do-it-all. You see 3 abilities on a creature, 2 of which feed each other. Actually, 3 of which feed each other in an unholy circle. All right, Alec finally hits land number 4. Can he do anything with this? He has 6 cards. He's up 1 card. He needs a way to get rid of this Ghost Vacuum. I don't know if he plays any bounce in here. Excuse me. Blood Crypt, Watery Grave. Let's see it. Alec does not have enough mana, or excuse me, evidence to cast that Abhorrent from his hand. He recasts Emperor of Bones. Teferi still has... still gonna tick down again. The Teferi really is what's winning the game here. If Jonah draws like a 2-card reanimate, like a Faithless into Goryo's, he could just Teferi this Nile Spellbomb. Mystical Dispute. Oh boy. He may scoop to this. It resolves. Emperor Bones goes to the graveyard. It looks like just another thing for the Ghost Vacuum to eat. Jonah's probably okay with this Psychic Frog dying. He'd prefer it doesn't, of course. Yeah. But it just ate a card. If you think about it this way, that frog was going to draw a card, and instead it made his opponent not draw a card, or rather use a card from hand. Card advantage to Alec. Life advantage meaningless. Server timeout. Fuck. Oops. Hey, I had a
I guess we
server
drew.
timeout.
Oh
I guess we
no, we did
drew.
too.
So did we.
Oh,
He won that game. He was super winning that game.
yeah. Guys, I gotta run to the restroom, but
We went to time.
you can chat. You're on stream right now, just FYI.
So
Okay.
I kind of want to go back to that first game where I spell pierced your. I think I spell pierced. What did I spell pierce? Your faithful mending.
You did 2 spell pierces during that game. One was on
Yes,
a
the first one.
fortification, which was just that was the right call.
I definitely agree.
The
But I was saving
faithful
the
mending.
second spell pierce. I don't
It's
remember what I was spell piercing.
You spell pierced the faithful mending, which was the second one.
Yes.
And you were like, I'm not sure about that. I also think it's unclear. It was very impactful in that moment because it prevented me from going attack with Grizzlebrand,
Right.
pay 7, gain 7.
That's what I
Um,
was hoping that you wouldn't be able to do, because you were at 7 life exactly, I believe.
exactly. Yep, I
Or
was.
yeah.
I was. Yeah.
My thought process
Yeah.
with that is I was holding it up with the persist in mind. Like I had
Okay.
3 mana and I went, okay, I need to play persist protected. So I tried going unearth to bait a counterspell, which worked.
I mean, that's the thing though. It's like it's not even really bait. If you're going persist trying to reanimate Archon, I have to
Yeah.
counter.
Yeah.
There's no bait there. It's just
No. I mean, I went unearth to bait a counterspell first.
Oh, gotcha.
Unearth on an
Gotcha.
Abhorrent Oculus, which I can't remember if that worked or not. But
Yeah.
the persist spell pierce backup, you forced 1 persist, and I didn't want to fight you on it because I wanted to save my spell pierce for something more impactful. And
Mm.
then I saw the faithful mending, and frankly, my first thought wasn't, oh, he's trying to gain life so that he can use Grizzlebrand. It was more so, he's digging for something, and
Oh,
I didn't
interesting.
want you to find it. I think you were like off a land or something. I don't know. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly what I was looking at that board state, but I remember thinking, faithful mending. Honestly, if you have, tracks of Gorios, that's whatever. This might have even been
I
after I killed
yeah.
Grizzlebrand, because I think that's really what it was. Is I was trying to keep you off Gorios, or keep you off
I Mhm.
finding Gorios. But
I think it was a totally fine play. There is an argument to using it to protect your own thing because even if I go to 9 life, attack with Grizzlebrand or just activate somehow, right?
yeah,
Like get above that. I don't really think I could outgrind the board from there. Like
yeah. I couldn't
it,
find a favorable attack. That was really what it was. So honestly, I was really
right.
happy with the block that I made.
Yeah, the block made sense.
Yeah, game
Also-
one, you were off of lethal by 1, like 3 turns in a row.
Yeah, it was. Ugh. All right, I was able to get the game going.
Okay.
Okay,
again.
is it? All right,
It's
sweet.
the same. So you go to account and you click on my name and show users
Yeah.
games.
Oh, I got
Okay,
fully
sweet.
disconnected from the server. Hang on.
Yes, so did I. But it's not the same game. Sorry, it's the same lobby.
Okay.
It's all right. I just have to re-enter my credentials.
All right.
Because now I have
but
credentials to enter.
yeah,
Sweet.
I'm trying to join.
are you able to?
Alec, your name is grayed out. Jonah, yours is not.
My name
It's
is
telling me
grayed
that
out.
Alec is not online.
Oh wait, I see what I did wrong.
I'm super totally online. Jonah just joined the game.
I did?
It says you did.
Oh yeah, I did.
All right.
Sweet.
Let me
you
join
go.
via Jonah.
Sweet.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
Oh,
So do you want
wait.
to?
Hang on. Is spectator on
Game-
or off?
Spectator should be
Spect-
on
You're
Technically-
on. You're a spectator.
Oh,
because
okay.
you're now watching the game.
Oh, we're good. We're good then. I hit connected.
right,
No,
game-
nothing happened. So I was like, what?
Game 3.
Game 3. All right.
All right.
Let
Good
me.
luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I gotta resize.
We can listen to a little bit of the sideboard.
It's
Right,
actually kind of valid.
I don't know. Like, do I just dish? I think I do. Yeah. I just. Mm. Do I even use consign?
No, consign sucks.
I know. I had 2 of them in my last one.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ready for this crazy sideboard play I'm making. I don't even think
I
I'm
can't
ready
wait to
for it.
see.
I'm ditching. I think I have to ditch 2 Grand, unfortunately.
All right, and here we go.
All right. I'm on.
Game 3, we had a little technical hiccup, but that's not going to stop us. All right, Alec is on the play. See how these moles go? Jonah's going down to 6. Looks like Alec is keeping. Sorry if I'm a little growly today. I've got a little bit of vocal fry syndrome. And let us go. We have a Watery Grave and Denial Spellbomb. Both graveyards are now at risk. The question is, did Jonah also keep Graveyard Interaction in his hand? Scalding Tarn, what are we going to see with 2 mana? Scalding Tarn to the bin. No opposition agent, just kidding. Okay. So Alec has now nuked his life, of course. Down to 15. We got a big money play. Is it going to be a frog? It's an emperor. Right to go. Interesting. So now it kind of looks like he's trying to force the issue. Unless he just wants to try to beam him down with 2/2. That is very possible for this mirror. Just take some small advantage. Chip them down. My fear for the Reanimator plan, though, overall, is that Jonah has the Goryo's Vengeance, so he could go above a Nile Spellbomb. We have a Solitude into the bin. Ooh, that is fearsome. Does he have an answer for... He has his own Emperor of Bones. This is where Alec is wishing he had a Consign to Memory, but there's no way he would have kept that mana up, even if he did have the Consign. Does, yeah, Jonah eats the Solitude. Emperor Bones is hungry. Now the question is Jonah holding Force of Negation? And then the second question is Alec holding Spell Pierce? The other option would be something like Faithless Looting. Oh, Nile Spellbomb. Okay, in response, Jonah now has an open board to try to reanimate something. Let's see what Alec can do with this. Psychic Frog into play. Get the value going. Is he going to try to Emperor Bone something? I think that's the play right now. They trade Emperors. Interesting. Interesting. It looks like they shook hands on that. Jonah is in the tank right now. Evoke Solitude. Gets rid of the Teferi. Interesting stuff. He did not have a guaranteed cast on Teferi, even if he gets the right land. Question is, does Jonah have a way to fish this Solitude out? He has a Quantum Riddler. Oh, that is so strong. He gets the Hallowed Fountain. Oh, I'm feeling scared for Alec now. That Mystical Dispute is so clutch. He can just show Mystical Dispute right now without fear. Alec puts an Unearth on the stack. Gets the Emperor of Bones. Probably going after the Solitude now. Jonah probably would have Force of Negation that unless he has a bounce for like this Emperor of Bones. I don't know how many copies of Teferi he's playing, but he could definitely be playing like probably 2 of. I don't think he would. He's a freak. He might go 3 of. All right. Solitude is now equipped to Emperor Bones. Jonah puts a Quantum Riddler into play. Gonna draw him 1 card. Notably, 2 Quantum Riddlers for that late game value. These guys are not hitting land drops. Raucous Theater. On end step. All right, show me the bin. Well, phrasing. Alec is up. Excuse me. How does Alec want to approach this? Jonah is showing no interaction except maybe a mystical dispute, but I'm not seeing anything. Well, I don't know if Jonah has maybe spell pierces in here. Depending on how he wants to adapt his deck, if he thinks going even more control is the answer here. Alec is taking his good old time considering. Claire's Emperor of Bones. And passes, okay. What is Alec holding open right now? Here comes a frog. Frog is great for the value game. Looks like Emperor Bones is going to be able to eat Emperor Bones. Unless he really wants Grand. Problem with Grand that I'm seeing is the lack of evasion is really rough. That's rough, buddy. Yeah. I see why he likes it, right? It's Tameo number 3. Also, Alec has not seen a Tameo in any of these games. It's actually like making me question if he's playing it. I saw the list before. Maybe he just isn't drawing it, or maybe he's playing fewer copies than I realize. All right, Alec is going after Jonah's Emperor Bones now. Activates Emperor. Solitude comes out. It's going to eat the frog. What's great about Solitude coming back? Solitude coming back, that's going to give both of them a little bit of life gain. Not quite sure what just happened. The annotation. Okay, so this is the... Okay, we're caught up. The Emperor Bones is right here. Jonah has no more graveyard. I'm scared of these Quantum Riddlers, but Jonah has to find a way to get some more cards. Frog is gone now. Here comes attacks. Here's 5 damage coming in. Jonah's going to be set to 12. Alec's going to be set to 18. All right, we have a little bit of maintaining a proper board state right now. Jonah is up now. Another Quantum Riddler. Jeez. He needs a land. Perfect. Perfect. He can now Faithless Mending after Alex Emperor Bones trigger has already gone off. I mean, all Alec is really looking to exile is this Grand. Not the most value, but he could attack with it. But the timing with Grand attacking via an Emperor Bones doesn't work out super nicely. Because that's like, Grand is going to draw on the attack step. But hey, Jonah might die to a 2/2 killing him. Excuse me, a 3/3. All right, we have the Mystical Disputes coming out. Spell Pierce. And the counter spell battle has been won by Jonah. This Emperor is still terrifying. Jonah needs one more mana for the Quantum Riddler value play. Emperor Bones eats the Mystical Dispute. Jonah has a response to the attack with Solitude. He loses Atraxa, which is interesting. That means he doesn't have a Goryo's Vengeance in hand, and or Faithless Looting. Excuse me, Faithless Mending. Because what he could have done is put that on the stack at instant speed. But it is Alec's turn. It would appear Alec is not playing Force of Negation. And Jonah is. So Jonah would prefer to put his Goryos on the stack on Alec's turn. So he can use his Force of Negation to back it up. Alec rips the Archon into the graveyard. Here comes Persist. Does Jonah have an answer with one card in hand? Jonah cast Goryo's Vengeance. Arcana Cruelty. Oh, interesting. Yeah, he didn't have anything to Goryo's Vengeance, so he loses the Goryo's Vengeance to the Arcana Cruelty. Jonah's down to 2 life. He is going to draw 2 cards off of one of these Quantum Riddlers. If he didn't get a land right here, he was dead. I'm going to tell these guys to go up on lands as if I know what I'm talking about. I'm joking. Archon is indeed a 5/5. All right, can Jonah find a way out of this? Jonah scoops.
Gee, sorry, I literally like top decked the Archon and I was like, sick. I can unearth Persist
Good
with Spell
game.
Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm supposed to hold the Solitude, but I'm like, I feel like it's
I
just
don't
too much
think
pressure.
so. The whole
Yeah.
point of me attacking before that is so that, like I'm fine getting solitude there.
Well, no,
I don't know
that's
what you
exactly what I'm saying.
like. I don't know
I'm
what you
saying, should I
hold
hold
it
it?
for the Archon. I mean, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, I still kill you with the.
Yeah, in
I don't
that
know. I
yeah, right.
guess
In
I
that
just don't
case, you
know how
kill
you.
me with the Archon trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well,
All right.
GG.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
want to make
GG.
it till 5? No.
We could make it a best of 5.
I don't really care about that. I'm down to keep playing.
I'm also down to keep playing, but I'm gonna probably
Okay.
switch to prowess if that's okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
Alec,
of
do you
course
want to
that's okay.
just say something about your win?
Of course. Grand goated. So that second game, I was really bummed that I didn't get to use my meltdown sideboard tech against all of his artifacts that he could have been
Oh,
playing.
wow.
That's got to be cringe. That's cringe.
No, it's not cringe. I have no other way
I
to deal
played-
with Ghost Vacuum.
Is that only for the
LOL.
mirror, though? Or affinity,
LOL.
too?
It's just
mean-
for affinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just for affinity. It's not for the mirror at all. But like, I don't know. I don't think it was cringe. I won the game, so it obviously wasn't cringe. You know?
The second game?
No,
But
the
no,
first
you can't say that because it didn't come up at all.
I know.
It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, my
Well,
comment was
that's what somebody.
yeah. Emperor
That's
Bones,
someone who
the
didn't say
timing
that.
of Emperor Bones with reanimating Gran is a little problematic. Just
Why?
because the Emperor of Bones, if you are trying to
I'm gonna
exile
step
what
away
you
for a
get
second.
off of the Gran, then that bind card goes on the attack step rather than the start of combat step. So if you were to discard, well, I guess
Yes,
I'm
that
so
is technically
used to
true.
reanimate in my own format being a card.
That is technically
Yeah.
true. I could not attack with Gran and reanimate a Emperor of Bones. Honestly, that's the most I've played with Emperor of Bones in Deck's entire existence.
Yeah.
Nile Spellbomb, goaded, Meltdown, maybe a cringe sideboard. 3 Grands is the perfect amount of Grands. I'm starting to doubt whether or not this deck even needs Quantum Riddler. I
Are you
don't
playing
think it
Tamiyo?
does. I'm not playing Tamiyo.
Okay.
It is
And you're not playing Force of
probably.
Negation, correct?
I am not. I'm playing 2 copies of Spell Pierce, 2 copies of Unholy Heat in the main
Unholy
board.
Heat,
It
interesting.
used to be both, but Unholy Heat just hits way more stuff, and I can get Delirium pretty easily with the balance of instants, artifacts, sorceries, and um, lands that I have. So, overall, happy with the performance. Always fun to play against Jonah. Always down to play against Goryo's. Goryo's is a really scary deck.
Yeah.
It's even scarier knowing that in the mid range aspect, it can slow the game to a halt and just kind of like win through attrition, even though it's a combo deck, sort of. It's not really a combo deck, but
One thing I was
it's
talking about in that, yeah, sorry.
no, you're good. You're good.
One thing I was talking about in that game is how you guys would approach the reanimator like mirror, especially in game 2 where there was the Nile Spellbomb and the Ghost Vacuum. I was, of course, that lets him out sequence you, which is what happened with the
Yes.
surgical extraction play.
Yeah.
But it was
So
interesting. Yeah, you want to talk about that?
yeah. No, it's always difficult when both players have the answer because you have to wait until you can apply as much pressure as possible before forcing them to use their answer and then capitalizing off of that. The problem is he could cast things at instant speed and I could only cast things at sorcery speed, so that lockout of Teferi not letting me use something like surgical extraction at instant speed, um, versus his ability to deal with whatever I had, and kind of, falling short of lands a little bit, which was a bummer. It just created this very interesting lock that ultimately benefited him because he had way more card draw, way more ways to capitalize and kind of get the tempo going in his favor.
Yeah, Teferi at 7 is scary. My only thought on the way that you could out sequence that was, a big if, but if you had an Abhorrent Oculus in hand, all I could think was collect evidence is the way that
but the
you could,
problem
as
is,
part of the cost. Yeah.
so so the reason why Teferi is so important in this, understanding of like the context is I did have a Poor Oculus in hand, and I could have cast it on my turn, but the
But it'll get
problem
bounced
is I then
immediately.
it gets bounced immediately by Teferi, and it's just like, do I want to waste my turn, my mana, doing something like that? Frankly, would only hurt me. Like I need the cards in my graveyard for one reason or another. Um, and so, ultimately I decided to keep going with the game plan and hopefully find a fourth land and maybe apply a little pressure, but ultimately, it did not work out in my favor in that game.
Yeah, you
But then
guys
I
were
went I
allergic to
went on the
drawing lands.
aggressive. Yeah, well, that's just the way our decks work. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
20 lands apiece. I think mine is only running 19, which is probably incorrect, but Um,
Well, it's
but
also
yeah,
an
no,
interesting dichotomy because
yeah.
at least in something like standard, one of the ways that you beat another reanimator deck when you have those kind of locks with ghost vacuums is to out ramp
Hmm.
them. Um,
Yeah.
which I'm not saying that's necessarily applicable, but when we got into game 2 and I saw like the fairy and stuff, I was like, are we going to see someone actually cast a big thing from hand? You know?
Yeah. My thing is just with Ghost Vacuum, it's way better in his deck than it is in mine. Like he's exiling both his cards and my cards, whereas like I'm not playing Ghost Vacuum, so anything that I'm exiling doesn't really benefit me in the long run. So, it's kind of it's ultimately the reason why just scooping there was appropriate because he was going to be able to place an Atraxa on board like the next turn, and and that's never a good sign for somebody who's only got like two cards in hand and can only play at sorcery speed. So,
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
I ultimately game three I sideboarded out consigns. I thought they would be good against Atraxa, and then I saw the Teferi and nearly pooped myself. So,
Yeah.
um, no
Too
point in
bad
having a
consign has
consign.
no interaction with like ghost
No,
vacuum.
none
Yeah.
whatsoever. It honestly, it's making me consider whether or not I put into the Floodmaw on this sideboard or not. But
Yeah,
maybe dropping
interesting.
a consign, and that's why I put the meltdown in, just to have some sort of interaction with Ghost Vacuum. It's niche. I don't know if I even agree with it, but I have no other way of dealing with it. So, but yeah, this was a fantastic event. Unfortunately I have to go because Angel's looking at me like I'm talking like a crazy person, but
Well, I wanted to say thank you,
joking.
Alec. As
Of
the
course,
winner,
man.
you win
I look forward to the
a dozen
bagels.
bagels.
I look forward to the bagels.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
coordinate via
gonna
text when I
we'll
will
coordinate. We'll link
do that.
that. All right, man. All right. Have a good
All
night,
right.
all the viewers. Heart emoji. I hope that we had some riveting gameplay. Apologies for not being able to see the hands. Next time we'll show the hands so the decisions make a little more sense and have a little more depth to them. But
I thought it was
all right.
exciting, but yeah, we
I
can.
I,
We're.
I
I
thought it
just.
was exciting, but like
We should try
it's got to
all of
be
the forms.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's only exciting if like the decisions we're mulling over rather than, oh, what could they have in their hand. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm sure it was an exciting game. The second game might have dragged a little bit, but games one and three, I think they went well.
Well, I thought game 2 just had such an interesting standoff. Um, and
Game
thank you
two
for
was
your
super
insight on
interesting. The
that.
lock was
Yeah.
crazy. Jonah could probably give you better insight into that lock because, as I was saying before, that Teferi Ghost Vacuum lock, where even if I played an Important Oculus, you know, the only thing that could kind of get around your graveyard exile uh, permanence, you just bounce it with Teferi, and then I'm back at square one. So,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
sort of have to prey
Yeah.
on your manifest if you get the abhorrent out, right?
yeah, prey on it to maybe get a frog or something. I don't know.
Get a thing.
Or no, yeah. But I
Yeah,
wasn't even at close to enough mana for it. But
I think once Teferi got so high, it's kind of tough.
it's
There's
tough.
probably an argument to you had a lot of cards in graveyard, and I think enough for double casting Oculus.
No, I only had
It's
6.
okay.
It felt like a lot, but it really wasn't. Especially because he
I
kept
don't think it's
exiling them with.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to cast it knowing it's going to get bounced. You still have the 2/2 left behind, and unless I have like
Yeah.
prismatic ending or something something else,
Yeah,
you can use that to keep pressuring to fairy.
that's fair. I didn't really think about it like that. I just thought, wow, I'm gonna lose 6 cards in my graveyard to
Oh,
get it bounced.
yeah,
That was
fair.
that was kind of the only. That's something I should keep in mind in the future. But all right, I gotta hop off. But it was
Okay.
fantastic, Bagel Bash. We'll have to do another one soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It felt
Well,
like there
thank you
were some
guys
stakes to
for.
these games, which Joe and I never have.
Yeah, I thought a little bit of artificial stakes would be good, and this bagel life hack is something I want to share with everyone. So,
Hell yeah! All right,
all
have a good
right, thank
one.
you guys both for
Peace out.
participating.
Yeah.
All right, that concludes it. This was really fun. I'm gonna probably edit this game down. I would really like to know if you would like to see the cards in hand or not. It was recommended to me that you could not see it based on just my observations of seeing other card games be played competitively. I love when players have their hand open. You can't see it. Every card is an exciting thing. Also, I wanted to say the Surveil lands were super fun. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I had a great time doing this.